Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Good. What we're gonna do is before. And by the way, my name is Manoj Patil. I'm the founder and CEO of New Horizon. I'll be teaching quite a bit with you guys. Just gonna go through a roll call here, just to make sure. Just this is our second day. Who's here and stuff like that. So, Geneva,
Here.
Elliot,
Here.
Sophie,
Here.
Aiden,
Here.
okay, Yvonne,
Hello.
Jack, okay, Sia,
Here.
Easton, Easton, okay. Is Jack here? Jack Brown, okay. Reed,
Here.
Madeline, Maddie, Madeline, you here? I see your name, but I don't know if I can't hear you. So, Kira,
Here.
Krish,
Here.
Addie.
Here.
So I see Jack and Easton are missing. So, um, all right, okay. And I know that you guys just had a session with Aubrey. Um, I know that you guys have put some stuff on the chat box and stuff like that, but I would like you guys to communicate with me orally. How did it go? How did the first session go with you guys? Like, was it too fast, too easy, too difficult? What do you guys think?
I think it was fairly paced. It was also kind of easy for most of us because it was mostly review
Mm-hmm.
for us taking that.
Yep. And just a quick refresher, right, of the basic stuff. But that's a big deal. What you guys just discussed, the pages 1, 2, 3. You get a lot of questions in ACT math on that one. So once we know the basics, we can start doing the application problems. So we want to make sure the basics are taken care of. How about others? What did you guys think about it?
I do wish there was a little more information and a little less problems.
Little what? Sorry?
A little less information, or a little more information and a little less problems.
Little more information and less problems. Okay. All right.
I had her as my geometry teacher, so it was really just review for me.
Good. What a surprise, right? Yeah. Anybody else? Any other thoughts?
I thought she was really good in simplifying things, talking through the problems.
Good. Good. Okay. Of course, this is the first class. We are getting to know you guys, so things will you guys will get used to it. One thing I will tell you, and I want to make sure you guys know this from the day one. The biggest frustration is when students don't ask questions to us. So I really hope you ask. And of course, we're off to a kind of weird start that our second session is completely online. I'm glad actually we made the decision because in front of the center there's a good 2, 3 feet of snow drift and it's hard to even enter the building. So, but I'd really hope that at least with me and hopefully with others too, you guys will ask questions. Okay, I expect you guys to communicate orally. I may not be focused on chat box, so don't expect me to read that. So when I'm explaining, if you don't have this type of graphing calculator, could you do the thumbs up, please, if you don't have it? Okay, 1, 2, okay, 3, okay. I would expect you guys to have this for next week, please, without fail, okay? If you have not done the homework from last week, please do a thumbs up. And I know some don't have the materials, I understand. So I just want to know if you've not done the homework. 1, 2, okay. 1. Okay, that's okay. Adi, you'll get the books and you can take care of it. Did Aubrey talk to you guys about the math packet? In case if you don't have access to it, it's in WhatsApp. Open page 7 of the math packet, please, everybody. And I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes to read page 7 and we'll get started now, okay? Page 7 it is, let's go. Aiden, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you.
Aiden, I think he was talking to you. What did he?
Thank you. I want everybody to read page 7 step by step. It's a very important page in ACT for ACT Math. A lot of questions stem from page 7. Of course, you guys have studied that since 6th, 7th grade, but you'll be surprised how many people tend to forget that. And I remember one ACT test, there were actually 13 questions from page 7 information. So page 7 is extremely important for you guys. There are 60 questions in ACT Math, 60 minutes. These page 7 questions tend to be in the first 40. There may be 1 or 2 in the harder session. The last 20 are the hardest. The first 20 are the easiest. So I want to make sure that we take care of the basics really, really well on page 7 as well. So page 1, 2, 3, and 7 are very, very strongly inclined towards basics. All right, so you have the math packet in front of you guys, the formulas and stuff like that. We're gonna do a bunch of questions, step by step by step. So, and remember one thing, if you don't know, it's no big deal. You're gonna learn all these things here. So, main thing to ask questions though. So, first question, I'm gonna draw the XY plane here. So we have 2 points on the XY plane, point A and point B. Okay, with this information to begin with, first question, find the slope of line AB. Now remember though, This question will be considered an easy question. It'll be the first 20, and time you want to do this is as quickly as possible in the test because time is of big essence in the real test. Find the slope. And we'll do one more, have a standing instruction in my class. If once you're done, just do a thumbs up so I know who has done it and how much rough time they have taken. Okay, so good. I like this. You're responding. Again, as I said, this all is basic stuff. It's going to start building on from here onwards. In a typical ACT test, you should not take more than 30 seconds to do this problem. So find the slope of line AB. Slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Again, you don't want to write the formula in the test. It takes too much time, but I'm just showing you the steps here. So let's call this as y2 minus y1 divided by x2, that's this one, minus x1. So it's -7 divided by -15. So slope is 7 divided by 15. Well, this is a positive slope line. You can see with left hand. So you can do a process of elimination. Anything with a 0 or negative, it'll be wrong, as this is a positive slope. So process of elimination is a pretty important thing in ACT. It will save you a lot of time. So you may see 3 positives, 1 0, and 1 negative. You should be able to eliminate those. Okay. Any questions on this? And this is our first day, so it may take some time to get used to us. But one thing shouldn't change is to ask questions. All right. I'm assuming there are no questions. I'm going to move on to the second one. Find the distance between A and B. Find the distance. Again, let's do the thumbs up. That's a standard thing. Just use the emoji. Yep, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, good. Again, I know you guys have done this, but trust me, when it starts building from here, so don't be complacent that this is how it's gonna be, okay? Find the distance. Distance is square root of x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square. So square root of x1 is 10, x2 is negative 5, be careful with the negatives, parentheses here, be careful here, plus y1 minus, again parentheses, negative 4. This you have to be careful, silly mistakes can happen, so you want to avoid this. So 10 plus 5, 15, 15 square, plus, this is 7 square. It's equal to, 15 square is 225, plus 49. Okay, what is it? 274, I believe. Square root of 274. Which is approximately 16 point something. So in ACT, they try to keep the answer as a radical majority of the times, or they'll try to simplify the radical if possible. This can be simplified further, so we can stop here, but you can use decimal as 16 point something. I think what's that? 16.55, something like that. Again, the only thing you have to be careful here is this one. Two negatives, so you want to be careful and not make silly mistakes. Okay. So to find the slope, find the distance, straightforward. Both will be in the first 20 level questions. Shouldn't take around more than 30 seconds. Third, find, oh, by the way, do you have any questions? I want to make sure you always have time to ask questions. Find the midpoint coordinates. Find the midpoint coordinates. See, it's 1, 2, 3 people, 4, 5. Good. Okay, so the next one is the midpoint. Midpoint is nothing but the average. So somewhere around here, approximately. So we can always ballpark it if it is drawn to the scale. So x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now please remember, in the real test you don't have time to write the formulas. I'm just showing you the steps here. So it'll be 10 plus negative 5 divided by 2, and 3 plus minus 4 divided by 2. So it'll be 5 halves and negative 1/2. Kind of pretty close to where we did the ballpark region. So again, these are standard, very, very easy, what we call level 1 questions, pretty straightforward. You just can't afford to make any mistakes in this because things will get difficult very soon. And the worst thing here is in ACT, in not only just math, in all sections, there's something called negative and positive fudge factors. What it means here is if you make a mistake in a question like this, which they consider an easy one, for whatever reason you make a mistake, not only you lose that point, but you lose a little bit more point called the fudge factors because they think it's too easy and you made a mistake. And that's called negative fudge factor. And on the other side, if it's a difficult question, decided by the ACT, of course, and you get it right, not only get 1 point, you also get additional points called positive fudge points. So it's very important for you guys to understand you just can't afford to make mistakes in this, especially silly mistakes. Any questions on this? Okay, these are easy still, okay? Question number 4, so things will change a little bit from here onwards, okay? Find the y-intercept. Find the y-intercept. Let's go. Again, if you have an answer, do the thumbs up, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is an important question, by the way. So listen to me. You can stop writing for a few minutes, understand, then I'm going to give some time for you guys to write this down. So find the y-intercept. So you know this is the y-intercept where it touches the y-axis. Looks like it's going to be in the negative, so your answer should be negative, so you can do the process of elimination. The best way to find y-intercept is to first write the slope-intercept form, y is equal to mx plus b, with b being the y-intercept. That's your first step. Again, do we want to write the formula in the real test? I don't think so. That'll be a waste of time. Coincidentally, we already have found the slope. Otherwise, you'll have to find the slope. That would be the first step. Second, you can pick this point or this point for x and y, dependent and independent variables, and solve for b. So I'm going to go with this one here. Y is 3, slope is 7 or 15, x is 10, plus b. Of course, now it's a simplification. So 5 times 2, 5 times 3 if you want to do that way. Otherwise, 14 divided by 3 plus b. Negative 14 over 3 both sides. So b is equal to 3 minus 14 divided by 3. And I can tell you it's negative 5 over 3. But I'll show you how to do this step in the calculator and how to get it quick. So everybody, if you have this one, please get this calculator and do this with me, please. So 3 minus 14 divided by 3, just like this. Just like this. Hit enter. Oops, 14 divided by 3. Hit enter. You get negative 1.6667, so forth. Don't do anything, just keep it like this. Now, what you want to do is do math, M-A-T-H here, math, number 1, and hit enter. It'll convert into a fraction form right away. So, it's math, 1, enter, converts a repeating or a terminating decimal into a fraction. I repeat, math, 1, enter. So as expected, it will be negative. So the coordinates of this would be 0 for x because it's the y-intercept, negative 5 over 3. This is a pretty important one. This, you actually expect this in the tier 2 level questions between question number 21 and 40. If you have practiced enough, you can do this very, very quick. But I'm seeing that a lot of students make mistake in this. So just a warning that you need to be very good with y-intercepts. Any questions? Either you can do with 10-3 or -5, -4. Doesn't matter. The answer will not change. But remember, you have to find slope in the real test and then do this. So it would take a little bit more time. How many got -5/3 correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, quite a bit. Okay, good. Let's continue with the same graph. Question number 5. So question number 5 is find the equation of line AB. So find the equation of the line. I know people may ask what format, whatever you guys want, but the easiest always is slope-intercept form. Find the equation of line AB, and this is also going to be a tier 2 question. Okay. Now remember though, this problem would have taken a lot of time if you had not done the other steps before. In the real test, this would take time because first you have to find slope, which we already did. Then you have to find the y-intercept, which we already did. So we have all the information to get to this very quick. Y is equal to, which is the dependent variable, m is 7 or 15, x independent variable minus 5/3, which is your y-intercept. This is the equation of the line. Remember though, it's easy to write here because we have done other things. Otherwise, this would take good a minute and a half to do this in the real test. So you want to practice these things so that the time you take is less. So you will see this is a multiple choice option. If you don't see it, what they might have done is further simplify this. So please listen up. So y is equal to 7x or 15 minus 5/3. So maybe they would have multiplied this entire thing by 15, least common denominator. So 15y is equal to 7x minus 25. So if you don't see this, you might see this. So if it's not here, it doesn't mean you're wrong. Maybe you just reformatted, and ACT is known for it, to reformat things. What they also might do is to convert this to a standard form. So listen up, how would they would do that? They would bring this 7x on the other side. So negative 7x plus 15y is equal to negative 25. To be a standard form, there cannot be any fractions, and the coefficient of x, which is negative 7 here, has to be positive. So they multiply the entire thing by negative 1. So x becomes 7x becomes negative 7x becomes 7x minus 15y is equal to 25. This is your standard form. So you may see this or this or this as your answers for the line of equation. So be careful when you see this question. Find the equation of the line. You want to get to this point first. Then you check the answers and then decide which one fits into this one. How many got this? Just do a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quite a bit. Okay, good. I would like all of you to do this and practice this step here. Make sure that everybody is getting to the standard form. Okay, please do that. Okay. Again, anybody has any questions on these steps? All right. Moving on to the sixth question. Find the x-intercept. We did the y-intercept, now it's the x-intercept. Can I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. So now I just want to repeat that I just don't want you guys to think that this problem was easy, for example, because we just directly wrote it. It had multiple steps which we already had done before. So in the real test, if this was directly asked, you have to do multiple steps to get to this point. Same with this one. Find this x-intercept. This takes the longest time. This is actually a tier 3 question. I've seen many times it's in tier 3 because you have to find the slope, then the y-intercept, then the equation of the line, then you can find the x-intercept, which in this case, he's here. This is the x-intercept, where y will be 0, of course. Looks like it's a positive value. You can do a process of elimination. So, as we have already done all these steps here, so let me take this one. To find the x-intercept, you just put y as 0, and that's your answer. So 7x is equal to 25, x is equal to 25 divided by 7, which is around 3 point something. Again, this looks pretty easy because we already have this. Otherwise, you have to go through the whole thing to get to this point. So I just don't want you to feel that what's a big deal here. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. So if you don't know how to do x and y intercepts, not only for linear functions, straight line equations, but for parabolas and all those things, quadratic equations, you're going to have a hard time in math. So this is pretty important. But one thing that does not change is if you have to find the x-intercept, y is always 0. If you have to find the y-intercept, x is always 0. So, I repeat, you find the slope, you find the y-intercept, you find the equation, and then you put y is equal to 0 to find the x-intercept. So it takes time. All right. Any questions so far? All right. A couple of other simple things to cover here. If you have a line that is parallel to this line, the slope remains the same. So slope is 7 or 15. So two parallel lines will have the same slope. And if you have a perpendicular line, the slope is negative inverse. So if this is 7 or 15, this becomes negative 15 divided by 7. So negative inverse. So I repeat, parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines will have the negative inverse. So 7 over 15, negative 15 over 7. This basically covers all you can be asked on straight line equations in ACT. There'll be some application questions which we'll do as we get more practice, but this is the main crux of the questions they will be asking you guys. Do you have any questions, any doubts?
Will there ever be questions that build off another question similar to this?
Oh yeah. And what they do in ACT is, if you have a bunch of questions, you'll see that. So let's say you have 43, 44, 45, three questions. After the last question, they draw a line at the bottom indicating the end of that information going further. This line indicates, okay, this information does not pertain to anything after this. So you'll be noticing this in ACT Math quite a bit. And it happens at least 2 or 3 times in ACT test. 2-3 sets of questions will be asked. Not so much in geometry. I've seen a few times in geometry, but mainly in arithmetic, triangular geometry. I would say it's a combination of things. So you'll notice that quite easily when we get to the practice. Yeah, but you will see a bunch of questions. Here, what we did was we took one example and extrapolated into multiple questions, so that you can see how it is important to derive from one point to another point. Good. Any other questions, thoughts? As I said, I can't stress enough the significance of straight line equations. If you want to get a good score in ACT Math, this is an absolute no-brainer. You got to nail this section because it's a huge, huge section in ACT. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Just a quick reminder, just a suggestion, I would say. One of the things we have noticed in the past is once we are done with the class, students don't go back to this material. What I suggest is make sure to go back to these materials as we cover so it remains fresh with you guys. Otherwise, you'll tend to forget it. So very important point is to repeat some questions so that it stays fresh. And again, the preparation, as you see, the class has started in full swing starting today, and it will be like this going forward. So I'll see you guys next week. If you don't have any questions, again, this is the same Zoom link. Bookmark it so it's easy to access it. And hopefully the weather gets better next week, and I'll see some of you here. Have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.
Thank you.